Hello, soul family. Welcome to Spiritual Manifestation. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if you've been here before, I'm so happy to have you home. So today, I have a no contact message from your person. We're going to tap into their energy and see exactly what's going on, how they're feeling, how they're viewing you, and where they stand in this connection. I'll be pulling from the Energy Oracle deck to bring through the clearest messages straight from their heart space. And I don't believe in coincidences, so if you've been drawn to this reading, then there's something here for you. Whether it's a confirmation, a shift in perspective, or just that sense of knowing deep inside, trust what resonates. All right. Let's go ahead and get into it. Take a deep breath, open your heart, and let's see what messages are waiting for you today. The first card that came through is Storm Warning. And honestly, I'm not surprised. The energy surrounding this masculine right now feels heavy, chaotic, like something has been building up for a long time. And now, it's about to come crashing down. If you've been feeling restless, picking up on this strange, anxious energy that you can't quite place, that's because this storm isn't just approaching. It's already here. This is a masculine who abruptly pulled back from you, divine feminine, and at the time, you probably couldn't make sense of it. Maybe they never even gave you a real explanation, just left things open-ended, unclear, as if one day they were fully present and the next, gone. And the truth is, they might not have even understood it themselves. But what's clear now? This wasn't just their decision. This was divine intervention. The universe has stepped in. And when the universe steps in, things get real. This is the kind of shift that doesn't just shake things up, it wipes the slate clean. This masculine was supposed to release something, handle something, move in a certain direction a long time ago, but instead, they stalled. They ignored the signs. And now, because they didn't do it on their own, the universe is forcing their hand. And that's exactly what this storm is. It's a breaking point. This is where everything that was being avoided, pushed aside, or denied is coming to the surface, full force. And the worst part? They feel it coming. They don't know exactly how or when, but they can sense that something big is about to shift, and it's making them restless. There's this deep, unsettled energy around them right now, this feeling of urgency, like they suddenly want to get ahead of it, to somehow control the situation, but they can't. It's already out of their hands. And here's the part that might surprise you. Even though they're in the middle of this storm, you're all they can think about. Instead of focusing on themselves, instead of preparing for what's about to happen, they're worried about you. Because deep down, they know that when the dust settles, they may not be the same person. And what's eating them up inside? They don't know if you'll still see them the same way. They know they've made mistakes. They know they've been distant, inconsistent, confusing. They know they left things unclear, unanswered, maybe even unresolved. And now, as this storm starts to unravel everything they once held on to, they're realizing that you were the only thing that ever really felt stable. And honestly, this needed to happen. Because whatever they've been clinging to, whether it's an outdated belief, a toxic cycle, an unhealthy attachment, it's been blocking their growth. This storm, as messy as it may seem, is actually clearing the path for something bigger. And whether they realize it or not, it's setting them free. But now the real question is, when everything settles, will they finally be ready? Will they choose to step forward, to own their truth, to reach for what their soul has been calling them toward this entire time? Or will they let the storm take them under? The next message we have here is the Deceit card. Wow. Divine Feminine, this is heavy. This is all about truth, your truth, the truth that has been trying to reach you all along. And I say trying because for a while, something or someone has been working overtime to keep you in the dark. But here's the thing. Your soul doesn't stay in the dark for long. You've always had divine protection over your path, especially when it comes to your connections. And with that protection comes a built-in alarm system. You've likely noticed this pattern in your life. You always find out the truth, one way or another. Maybe not immediately, maybe not in the way you expect, but always in divine timing. It could be a dream, a song lyric that suddenly makes sense, a conversation you weren't even supposed to overhear, or even a complete stranger saying something that clicks so perfectly, it's like the universe is speaking directly to you. That's how your guides work. They make sure you see what you need to see, especially when it comes to the people in your life. But with this masculine, it's different. It's been more intense. The connection runs deeper, which means the lessons run deeper too. And I'm getting this strong pull on your heart chakra. This wasn't just any connection. This was a connection that required you to be completely open, vulnerable, and trusting. You let them in. Maybe even more than you've ever let anyone in before. And because of the way they handled that trust, you're starting to question everything. You might be wondering if you misread the signs, if you opened up too much, if they ever felt the same way, or if it was all in your head. And let me just say this, Divine Feminine. No, it was not in your head. You were picking up on something real. And if you feel confused right now, it's not because you got it wrong. It's because you got it right. But someone has been trying to distort the truth. Here's the reality. You are at a stage in your life where energy speaks louder than words. Even if you try to ignore it, even if you try to convince yourself that you're overthinking, you know what you know. Your intuition is sharper than ever. You can feel when someone is out of alignment with you. You can sense when something isn't being said, when there's more to the story. And I'm getting this very specific download. Your guides gave this masculine a chance to step up and be honest before you found out through spiritual intervention. But now, it's too late. The truth is already on its way to you. You might already be feeling it. The pieces are starting to fall into place, and even if you don't have all the details yet, you can feel the shift happening. And this masculine, they feel it too. And here's the part they don't realize. You've been divinely protected from something that was never meant to be in your energy. There's something here that's still hidden, something that ties directly to their immediate environment or even their own subconscious fears. And what's wild is that they may not have even been fully aware of this themselves. But now that they are, they're panicking. And I'm hearing this loud and clear. The truth always comes to light. No matter how much they tried to control the narrative, they can't control divine timing. And Divine Feminine, you are stepping into a time of clarity, of revelation, of finally seeing things for what they truly are. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. And that is what has them shaking right now. Okay, let's get the next message here. The card that came through is attachment. Wow. Okay. This energy is coming in heavy. And if you're resonating with this message so far, then you're connected to a masculine who is carrying some deep, unresolved baggage. And I'm not just talking about surface level stuff. This is something that has been weighing them down for a long time. They've been trying to move forward, trying to detach from it, but it's been lingering in their energy field, refusing to be ignored any longer. Your person has been running from a version of themselves, a version that they no longer want to claim, a past that they want to pretend never existed. And for a while, they convinced themselves that they were free. Meeting you, aligning with your energy, stepping into this connection, it all felt like confirmation that they had finally escaped, that whatever had been haunting them was officially behind them. But the thing about energy is that you can't just abandon it, you have to transmute it. And that's where things get complicated. And let's be real, this is karmic. And when I say karmic, I don't just mean a person. This isn't just about an ex lingering in the background, an old flame, or some unfinished situation that never fully closed. This is deeper. This is about a cycle, a pattern that keeps repeating, an unresolved wound that keeps showing up in different forms, wearing different faces. It's something they were supposed to deal with long ago, but instead, they ran. And now, it's resurfacing, because energy never disappears. It waits. And when the time is right, it demands to be acknowledged. The thing is, your person sees you as their clean slate, their fresh start, their proof that they've moved on. You were supposed to be the confirmation that they were done with that old version of themselves, that they had stepped into a new reality, one where they didn't have to deal with the baggage, the guilt, the past. And for a while, they really believed it. But now that this energy is creeping back up, they're frustrated, confused, maybe even a little scared. Because deep down, they know the truth. This was never going to stay buried forever. And let me be clear. It's not that they were trying to lie to you, divine feminine. It's not that they wanted to keep secrets or be deceptive. It's just that they didn't want to believe this was still an issue. They wanted to believe that because they found you, because they were stepping into something pure, something real, they didn't have to go back and clean up their past. But the universe doesn't work that way. What's unresolved must be faced. And here's where your energy comes in. You are different. You've been honest about your healing, your growth, your journey. You've faced your shadows. You've done the inner work. And because of that, your energy is light, pure, unshakable. But your person, they took a different path. They chose avoidance. They thought that ignoring their wounds was the same as healing them. And at the time, it felt easier. But now, they're realizing that avoidance doesn't equal freedom. Avoidance means unfinished business. And unfinished business always finds a way back. For some of you, you already know this. You've felt it in your intuition. You've seen it in your dreams. Your guides have been sending you signs. You might not have had the full picture, but you've known that something has been off. And now, it's all making sense. But for others, this might be catching you completely off guard. Because honestly, Your person never meant for this to become an issue. They truly believed that by choosing you, by stepping into this connection, they were leaving it all behind. But the universe doesn't work that way. What's unresolved must be addressed. And right now, the energy is making that very, very clear. Okay, let's get into the next message here. So the card that came through is the World from the Energy Oracle deck. And this is big. This is that moment where everything shifts, where a whole new level of understanding comes in. This is the energy of expansion, of seeing the bigger picture, of stepping beyond limitations that once felt unbreakable. And for your masculine, this is the exact energy that is pushing them into a moment of truth. I keep hearing external, and I feel like this message is really pulling your focus toward the outside forces that have been playing a role in this connection. Your spiritual team is asking you to look at this energy differently. There's something here that needs to be unveiled, something that's been lingering around your connection, and it's time to see it for what it really is. This is where it gets deep. Depending on where you are on your own journey, your perspective on all of this might look different. But what's clear is that right now, your masculine is being shown the truth about who's around them, the truth about the people, places, and situations that have been shaping their reality. And more than that, they're being shown how these external influences have been affecting their connection with you. This is a major awakening, because when we talk about karmic energy, it's not always about a third-party situation. Karmic energy can show up as a job, a location, a lifestyle, a belief system, anything that keeps someone locked into a lower frequency, repeating old patterns, avoiding real growth. And what's happening right now is that your masculine is waking up to this. They're seeing where they've been trapped. They're recognizing the hold that certain people or situations have had on them. And this is making them question everything. And here's what they want you to know. They've never identified this external energy as part of your connection. In their mind, there has always been a clear separation between what they have with you and whatever these outside influences are. They see you as completely different, untouched, sacred. No one has access to them the way you do. And because of that, there's something deeply personal about this realization. I'm also getting that this energy, whatever it is, has been clinging to them, almost like it knows its time is up, but it's still trying to hold on. And honestly, this is where the universe is stepping in. Because what's happening here isn't just about them figuring things out on their own anymore. There's divine intervention taking place. For a long time, your person might have been confused about who was truly meant to be in their life. They may have been caught in cycles, repeating the same lessons, staying in situations that weren't serving them. But now, the veil has been lifted. Everything is being exposed, and they are seeing exactly who and what is meant to stay, and who and what has already served its purpose. And this is where the shift is happening, because they can't exist in two different realities at once. They can't hold on to an old version of themselves while also stepping into this new version that is in alignment with you. So this energy is collapsing. That timeline is done. And even though there may have been resistance, even though they might have tried to delay this process, it's happening now, in real time. And here's where this gets even more powerful. This isn't just about them. This is about the collective. This is about relationships on a global scale. Right now, The planet itself is ascending. Old paradigms are breaking down. Connections that are built on anything other than truth and love are being dissolved. And your masculine is feeling this at a soul level. So if you're wondering where you stand in this connection, if you've been in separation, if this no contact period has felt heavy, it's because the energy of your connection is rising, and anything that doesn't align with that higher frequency is being removed. And listen, this is divine timing at work. If you pay attention, you'll start to notice it in your own life too. The way certain relationships, habits, and even belief systems are shifting. The way things that once felt so solid are now falling away. Because this isn't just about one connection. This is about the frequency of love itself rising. So if you've been feeling a shift, if you've been sensing something major happening but couldn't quite put it into words, this is it. Your person is waking up. The world is shifting. And everything that no longer serves is being left behind. Let's get the next message here. Wow, this is powerful. The card that came through is the door to romance. This is not just any door opening. It's a doorway to a completely new chapter, one that feels different, more aligned, more real. It's like the universe is placing an opportunity in front of both of you, a chance to rewrite your love story, to step out of old cycles and into something that finally feels like home. And here's the thing. This isn't just about love in the way you've known it before. This is deeper. This is about healing, unlearning, and stepping into the truth of what love was always meant to be. The kind of love that doesn't just fill a space, but expands your soul. The kind of love that doesn't repeat old wounds, but brings healing to them. You and your masculine were aligned for this very reason, to break cycles, to heal generations, and to redefine what love truly means for both of you. But somewhere along the way, things got lost in translation. Maybe there was a moment where things felt too intense, where emotions ran so deep that one or both of you pulled away. Maybe life placed obstacles in your path, forcing you to take separate roads for a while. But no matter how far apart you've drifted in the physical, this energy, this connection, has never left. And that's because it's not just about this lifetime. This is a soul contract. This is something written in the stars long before you even met in the physical world. And I know this journey isn't easy. It was never meant to be. Those who walk this path, the ones who choose love over fear, have a layered and deeply spiritual mission. And let's be honest, before you align with your divine counterpart, you often go through the darkest parts of yourself. You face challenges that push you to grow, situations that force you to trust in something greater. And yet, what keeps you going is that inner knowing that love is real and love is worth it. That's why the energy around this reading is so strong. Your higher power, your spiritual team, they're stepping in to remind you, you were never meant to do love the way the world has taught you. You were meant to experience something different, something pure, something that brings you back home to yourself. And let's talk about how rare your energy is. Not just anyone can hold space for it. People feel it before you even say a word. They sense the difference in you, even if they don't understand it. And sometimes they recognize your power before you do. That's why, on this journey, you'll encounter souls who know, deep down, that they are not your person, but they will still try to take up space that isn't meant for them. And this is where those karmic cycles come in. That clinging energy, that resistance, that interference. It's not random. It's designed to challenge you, to test your discernment, to see if you will choose the same old patterns or if you will step into something new. And this isn't just happening to you. Your masculine is going through this too. Because we are in an 8-year vibrational cycle, so much karmic energy is being cleared out. 2025 is going to be a year of massive endings. Things that no longer serve are crumbling. Relationships that were built on false foundations are being removed. But this isn't something to fear. This is happening to bring you closer to what is real, to what is meant for you. And here's what you need to understand. This isn't just about romance, it's about realignment. You and your person are stepping into a space where only love exists. Anything that does not align with that vibration is being removed. Any limiting beliefs, any fears, any old wounds that told you love had to be painful or difficult. It's all being rewritten. And here's what's even more powerful. This isn't just affecting you and your masculine. This is shifting your entire reality. The way you see love, the way you attract love, the way you exist in relationships. It's all changing. People who once had easy access to your energy might suddenly feel like they're on the outside looking in. Not because you're pushing them away, but because you're vibrating at a higher frequency now. And only those who match that frequency will be able to meet you where you are. From the outside looking in, it might seem like you're changing. People who only had access to an old version of you might feel like you're slipping away, but you're not. You're returning home to yourself. And in this space, not everyone can follow. Only your divine counterpart, the one whose soul is already written into your story, will truly recognize you at this level. And I feel like that's what's happening now. Your masculine is realizing that no one else fits into this space but you. That the spot they were once filling with distractions, old habits, old ways of thinking, it was never meant for anyone else but you. And the more they step into their truth, the clearer this is becoming. So, if you've been feeling this shift, if you've been sensing a major turning point in your connection, this is why. The energy is rising. The past is being rewritten. The doors are opening for something new, for real love, for true alignment, for the connection you were always meant to have. No matter where you are on your journey, let's pull one final message. So the last card that came through is the Temple Path. And wow, this energy is really deep. Divine Feminine, your person is looking back at everything they've been through, every twist, every turn, every detour they took, and realizing that all roads, all lessons, all experiences were always leading them right back to you. And now, they see it. If they could be completely honest, they would tell you they had no idea what they were stepping into when they met you. You were unlike anyone they had ever encountered. This wasn't just another connection. This wasn't something they could just label, control, or fit into a neat little box. And that's exactly why their energy is coming through so heavily. Because they're realizing how deeply intertwined you are. Not just emotionally, but spiritually. They feel the shifts happening within them, and because of your bond, they know you're feeling them too. You are connected through the chakras, through the soul, through this divine journey, and they're starting to understand that the work they do on themselves, the healing they resist or embrace, doesn't just affect them, it affects you too. This connection has been a mirror, reflecting back everything they weren't ready to see before. And divine feminine, I feel like for a long time, you may have looked at the things your masculine was going through, the patterns, the choices, the resistance, and felt like these were obstacles in your connection. But what if I told you none of it was a mistake? What if I told you that every experience, even the painful ones, had a purpose? See, the Temple Path card is showing us that this is a journey of awakening. And sometimes the journey takes us through places that don't make sense in the moment. Your masculine had to go through their lessons, just as you had to go through yours. And yes, for some, this meant navigating karmic ties, cycles that needed to be broken, situations that tested their growth. But here's the thing. They weren't meant to stay stuck in those cycles forever. And right now, I feel like something major has shifted. A door has closed, a chapter has ended, and the weight of that past, they're finally letting it go. So don't be surprised if you feel this sudden lightness around your masculine's energy, like they've just taken their first deep breath in a long time. This is them stepping into alignment. This is them shedding the version of themselves that was holding them back. And whether or not they fully understand what's happening, they know one thing for sure. You were never the obstacle. You were the awakening. This masculine is starting to realize that everything was always leading them back to you. Every detour, every delay, every hard lesson, it wasn't about punishment, it was about preparation. Because the version of them that you deserve, the version of them that can match your energy, stand beside you, and walk this path with you, that's the version they're stepping into now. And divine feminine, you might start to notice the evidence of this in your reality. You may hear from them out of nowhere. You may feel their energy reaching out to you stronger than ever. You may even cross paths with them unexpectedly. But what's different now is that the energy has shifted. There's no longer this weight, this resistance. It feels like a reintroduction, like you're meeting them again, but this time they're ready. And I feel like, depending on where you are in this journey, you might even find them opening up in ways they never have before. They might start telling you things they used to keep buried, who they were before they met you, what they felt during the separation, the fears they had, the doubts, the moments they wanted to reach out but didn't know how. Because when someone truly integrates their past, they can finally speak on it from a place of clarity. So, if you've been waiting for understanding, if you've been feeling like the answers were just out of reach, know that your clarity is coming. And it's not just coming from them, it's coming from the universe. Your spiritual team has been working behind the scenes to align everything for you, and they want you to know your heart space is fully activated within this connection. Okay, this feels like a beautiful place to close the reading. But before we go, Divine Feminine, let this sink in. You are in a position to receive divine truth about any connection that touches your heart space. That is your power. That is your gift. And I truly feel like your guides are bringing you into full awareness of just how strong and intuitive you are. So, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to hit the like button before you go. And if you haven't already, I'd love for you to subscribe and be part of this beautiful community. Thank you so much for being here, for sharing your energy with me, and for allowing me to channel for you. I appreciate you more than you know. Sending you all so much love, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.